Welcome to Fave Lifestyles. This is our lifestyle edition, and today we are talking with Chef Anne Marie. Anne Marie, welcome.
Thank
Or do we call you Chef?
Well, anything but late to dinner. I'm fine.
Excellent. You know, you brought appetizers to our event this evening. I have had the opportunity to taste many of your wonderful creations, and you are a local favorite here in Woodinville. Yes, and you're very well known, very well respected. So say hello to the ladies.
Hello, ladies.
Coming live tonight from Woodhouse Wine Estates, and we're going to be talking a little bit about food. So, but first, I would love for you to introduce yourself to all the ladies here and online and in our community, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Anne Marie, and I am a trained chef. I have been catering for about 30 years, believe it or not. But my company, Chef Anne Marie, is about 6 years old. We are located over by the Woodinville Warehouse winery area. We have an event space called Cam Suite that people, up to 30 people can come in. We do team building, we do cooking classes, we do catering, and we also make all the cheese trays, chocolates, and the tasting chips that you see in all the wineries. So,
and you have your own potato chips too.
Yes, they're called tasting chips, and they're specially seasoned to go with wine. Wow. So I developed them when I had a restaurant in a winery, and I left to pursue that, and of course still do the catering business. Everybody should have a story, as I have heard from some of your podcasts, or however you say that. My story is, I don't think people gather enough and invite people over enough. I think that we, as people and as women, we should support each other and congregate and enjoy good food and enjoy good wine or whatever you like. But I think we should do that. And so that's what keeps me going in all the different tasks that I do. So my crew knows that. They're all the same. It is my life journey to do that, is to use my blessings and my skills to help people come together.
Yes, and I have been able to enjoy some of those gatherings, and your new space is so lovely. Thank you. And it's, again, a place to gather.
Yes, it's a place to gather, it's a place to learn, it's a place to grow, and it's a place to just sit around and eat.
Awesome. We love to eat. So we are doing something different tonight. We are showing some food, and we are going to be talking about grapes. And what a perfect place here at a winery.
So it's a very big trend to do, to be able to use all of your product. When you have a chicken, you use the chicken, you roast the chicken, you chop up the chicken and use it in things, you use it in a meal, you take the bones and you make stock, and you just no waste, right? Well, how many people here have grapes that go bad, or they're a little brown, or you never get to them? I have the perfect solution. Yeah. It's awesome. So you can use any grape, any table grape, any grape. I've done them with any kind of grape. You put them in a baking dish. You put your oven on 400, and I usually do this Mondays after most of our events. If we have leftover grapes, this is what we do. You'll put them in the oven, get them dry after you wash them, and then you will toss them with olive oil, put them back in the oven, and let them roast until they look like this. Okay, so they just start getting some color. These were the same.
Here a little
yes,
bit
there. So that's, and then you pour port in them. And then you put them back in the oven. Now there's two different applications I do with these. I either leave them like this, as I did tonight in our display, or I'll mash them and put them through the blender, and it makes a compote. So that compote you can use on anything. It's good on toast. It's good on brie. So I'll leave it whole like this, and just pour it. Now watch, I'm going to make a mess. This is good.
So what a lovely way for a party when you're gathering people to put something like this. I mean, it looks really cool.
And this you can put in the freezer. So I'm all about having things at home that you can just pull out of the pantry, pull out. You see a neighbor and you're like, hey, I got a bottle of wine and some great stuff, and have a great gathering. So
Absolutely.
I like to leave them whole like this sometimes and pour the port over them. Tonight in one of our things, I heat the brie and let it melt, and then we put the port and the grape compote in there. So it's just a great, great thing to do with your leftover grapes.
What a wonderful idea.
And I have another one.
And our second one here, which looks lovely, I mean, look at all the different colors, is
Well, I'm going to talk about tomatoes and bruschetta. So bruschetta, I think everyone overdoes. They try to do too much to it. Bruschetta is meant to be bountiful and be fresh tasting and to be simple. And so you'll get people to add different things, but I'm going to make you a simple bruschetta, and then we're going to talk about product. So one of the things I learned from the restaurant is I go pick my tomatoes. You do not refrigerate your tomatoes, leave them out. If they're getting overripe, then refrigerate them, but until then, do not refrigerate them.
And why is that?
Because they will become harder and not ripen right.
Oh, okay.
So you want to leave them out. But this time of year, they're really hard to find. And I'm not going to buy tomatoes that are yellow or green or any of that. And I am cooking all the time. So sometimes I will chop up the cherry tomatoes that you can see here. Or in the winter, this I call a summer bruschetta. And I'll make this real quick before we're done here.
Okay.
And it's a simple thing. Keep it simple. It takes a little bit of oil, not very much, because the oil is to give it some depth and viscosity, but you don't want it oily. So a little bit of oil, then a lot of balsamic vinegar. It's the opposite of a dressing. And then some chopped basil, fresh basil always, some fresh basil, some pepper, some salt, and mix it up, and you have summer bruschetta. That's it.
Wow.
It's simple, it's good, and everybody always raves about it, and it's simple. Don't overcomplicate.
Fresh.
But in the wintertime, it's really hard to find those tomatoes, and it irritates me. Everybody wants those, the bruschetta. So I learned in the restaurant that you can buy roasted tomatoes in a can. Now, don't poo-poo a can, because cans have their place. They're not great, but they have their place. They are always picked the freshest and dealt with the best. So you'll get, but I like the roasted. So you can see the little black specks. The little black specks in there. They're a roasted tomato. It makes all the difference in the world. I drain them, but when they sit, they get more juicy, which is fine. I drain them at first. And then you do the same recipe. A little bit of oil.
And a lot
of balsamic vinegar. Some pepper. Some salt. And a bunch of fresh basil. And that is a winter bruschetta, because then you always have a quality product. So don't undo your cake.
So as we go into party season, here are a couple great things that you can serve that are fresh and good and
yes,
so wonderful.
I also have, can I talk about a new product?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Well, we like to support everyone, and women as well. And we are developing a new product coming out. This is the first time I'm going to talk about it. I have this vision for a pantry box. And it may not be called that because I haven't searched yet. Yeah, I can do that. But we would like to come up with a quarterly box of pantry items with recipes that you can have in your pantry, that you can just have a party whenever you're ready. Oh, wow. And it'll be so hopefully the first quarter of next year you'll see that. Go on chefannemarie.com and hopefully we'll be up and running with that.
Fabulous. Well, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.